Welcome, guys. And today we have an amazing event because today I have Sophia from ADArunnerz, and we are going to discuss the future of the gaming in Web3, what is the marketing in Web3, and obviously what has the ADArunnerz to offer in this particular moment for us. Hello, Sophia.
Hi everyone. Welcome.
Oh, okay. So I'm excited to have you here, and so let's begin. The the gaming for me is really an interesting question because I've been thinking because of the Crocs and stuff. I've been
Mhm,
thinking about the gaming a lot in recent couple months,
mhm,
and there's a lot of things, a lot of struggles we have met during this period. Basically, the first thing that we actually acknowledged that very often when you launch the game and you build the game and you spend so much resources because all these games that been or will be launched in Crocs, they are very expensive, and you
mhm.
have to spend a lot of resources to set everything. Like even poker, like poker is very expensive. I won't be mentioning how much it costed us, but it's very expensive, and it's not even. We still have a lot of the updates, and and other stuff like Genghis Crocs, and
Mhm.
other things that we built. They all are like quite expensive because it's a complicated games. And you go through all this process, you build also games, and then you once you launch it and you have the date of the launch, and then a couple of people come and they see and they are very happy about the game, and then no one plays it. So,
Mhm.
and I've seen it actually not only in Crocs, I've seen it in a lot of games like Metadams and a lot of other Web3 games. So the expectation is always like people are very happy. Oh, we want to launch this game. We want to see how it goes. Blah blah blah. And then okay, it's there, and then no one plays it because
Yeah.
uh, apparently the holders are not really usually not really the players, right? And I think this is a question we are going to discuss today the most, and to give the answers to the query how basically this can be resolved.
Yeah, so indeed what you told me, like it's really a bit strange, you would expect if you invest this much in a game or in a platform, you would expect that people who hold an NFT or are holders should also play because they normally should understand the P2E concept of playing to earn. But I think because of the fact that the metaverse gaming and the cloud gaming is still very new to people, that's maybe the reason that it's not like you would expect. So I would think that in the future, probably by 2025 or even 2030, this will not be the case anymore, and people will play to earn.
Well, then I think the reality is that the reason why is that because you have communities of gamers and you have communities of investors, and my answer to this was, okay, these are investors. They don't really want to play games, right? So these are people like they have families, they are adults. Sometimes it's like people in the third part of life, after in their late 40s, and they buy NFTs. Again,
Mhm,
it's not usually the case. It's not always the case, but it's like all kinds of people, and a lot of times they just don't want to play, right? And
mhm,
so the biggest challenge that we did face was like, okay, how do we get these gamers, these players? And to be honest, we are still resolving this issue. So it's not like we
mhm.
have already the community of gamers, but it's definitely these are different people. These are other people than actually the ones that that invested into the games, that believe
Mhm.
into the game.
Yeah, it's like
How?
there
Yeah.
are indeed two groups, like the investors and the players. But I think in the future, I believe that's maybe not a it's maybe an unpopular opinion, but I really believe that in the future, if people do understand more, they will also start to be playing or start to play more. So in my opinion, within the next couple of years, we'll see a huge increase by players, not only players without investing, but also investors who will start to play more.
That's an interesting opinion, to be honest. And I've heard it before because they say that every bull run has its own theme. Like
Mhm.
previously it was like IPOs, and now then it was like NFTs, and like what's going to be the next bull run, right? And I've seen, I think Asung said it, but maybe someone else. I'm giving credits for him to say this, that the next one in the bull market is going to be the gaming, right? So it's
Mhm.
quite possible, if the next bull market is going to have a theme of a gaming, because games will become more advanced, will just work better, and the tech behind them will be better. Because honestly, on previous bull market, what you've seen as a game, it was like very basic,
Mhm.
very outdated compared to whatever the web tool already has, right? So
Mhm.
it probably makes a lot of sense that if these things get more advanced, and maybe they bring more benefits and they bring more value, then it might be a theme of next bull market as an option.
Yeah, and to add maybe to this, like I think I read it somewhere that the cloud gaming users are projected to reach more than 5 million by 2027. So we will have a bright future ahead, as well. The invest in also the investors and also the players. So I
The
strongly
other
believe
question, yeah,
we should just go on like we're doing so.
the other question is, if you speak about the gaming, that's something we have in the Nifty as well. If you speak about the gaming, how, like, maybe the games actually are meant to evolve a little bit, and instead of being like just a basic stuff, and just like for kids, right? Because like, who plays games? Kids. It's something I have in mind at least. But maybe this kind of on conception of the game
Hmm.
and conception of the metaverse can actually evolve into something that it goes along in your regular life, right? I don't
Hmm.
know. You wake up and you kind of have like some of your games applications are already launching, right? And it's kind of metaverse, AR, like everything around you is digital, right? You have a meeting, and it's also a kind of game. So I feel like these movies from from 10 years ago, where they have pictured people who are living inside the games, they have a huge possibility to actually become true, right?
Hmm.
Because it's all the advanced technology.
That's
But
the thing. Yeah, I'm
yeah, yeah.
sorry, but it is indeed the thing. Like within metaverse gaming, like everything is possible.
So let's dive a little bit into ADARunnerz. What is actually the ADARunnerz? Because I've been, we have partnered and been in the community a little bit to see what's happening, but what is actually the game about, right? What is the whole conception of the ADARunnerz? Why have you chosen this conception?
Okay, so actually, I could tell you about data runners for hours, but I think to sum up, like where we are in the big trend of gaming with data runners, is we stand on three major pillars. One, we are free to play, and later on we'll have microtransactions. So the first version will be free to play, which is also a trend we see in the gaming industry. And we will provide in-game items like you see with a lot of new mobile games. So there's no barrier to entry. Then we have cross-platform gaming, so you can play it on a computer or you can play it on your mobile phone while you're watching TV. So very easy to play whenever you want. And then I always say 1 plus 2 equals 3. The fact that we are really into diversity and inclusivity, which is also a big trend in the gaming industry in general. So the fact that the inventors of Ada Runners chose me to be a speaker of the project, a woman, is a big thing. Like this will hopefully attract other women to play our games.
Okay,
Because
so we finally have a feminism getting into Web3. Am I right here?
well, feminism, I wouldn't see myself as a feminist, but when you look at the numbers in 2021, women accounted for more than 55% of the US mobile gaming population. So
Really?
in
I
general,
didn't know. I didn't know that. So
well,
pretty
it
much
is
you
true. in the US at least, because we have certain regions in the world where it's not the 50-50 equality, but we see like an upcoming trend that the woman men split of gamers in general is quickly advancing to 50-50. So this makes it really important also for advertising. Make sure that your advertisement is also fit for women, and not only women but also minorities. I mean, if you see to like countries that you wouldn't expect, for example, Latin America, Saudi Arabia, those are countries that are doing big in the gaming industry right now. They're investing big money or a lot of money in the gaming industry. So it's not only the typical men in the US or the European men. Um, the market seems to be a lot bigger. So I hope, with me being a woman, and it's absolutely not feminist, I'm
No,
just,
in a good way. I mean, feminist in
yeah,
a
I'm
good way.
I'm just I'm empowering, because the numbers are what they are.
That's very interesting, Kenny. Truly, I didn't know that you have so many women who are playing games. I had this, maybe old school thinking that probably you have 99% of boys playing the games, and
Yeah, which is not, obviously. So that's, I think that's a misconception of a lot of people. Like, probably the people that will that are listening right now, they probably think the same as you, because you are alone behind your computer, you have an avatar, or you hide between an NFT. So it's not always that visible because you don't see each other. It's digital, which is logic. But yeah, we are almost equal.
that's a good info to have, and we definitely have to use it in our games as well. So thank you on that statistic.
You're welcome.
Okay, so it's pretty much clear what the ADArunnerz is. It's very interesting why you choose the ADArunnerz name. So Ada is running from you or to you?
Both. Both. No, like, I thought it was just a fun and cute name, really fitting for what we are trying to bring. So
Okay, so about the game, how exactly is the holders are of the NFTs? Okay, so we figured out we have holders, we have players, sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women, but how do holders of these games you have on ADArunnerz are going to benefit from the project?
or sorry, can you
Well,
repeat?
yeah, how the holders are going to benefit from the project?
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, like, do you share any revenue or,
Yeah. So indeed,
how, how's it?
we will have revenue, which is, like I mentioned earlier, the P2E principle, the play to earn. So the more players we have on the platform, the more it will be beneficial for the investors, which is
Oh,
logic.
okay, but how are you going to make money? I mean, like, it's free to play, so how exactly are money going to be made by the game to share to the investors?
Yeah, so indeed, the first version will be free to play, but in later versions, this will not be the case.
Hmm.
There will be minor transactions to play. So from those transactions, the revenue we have, a part of the revenue will go to the investors, and a part of it we will invest in better games, more advanced games, more in-game items you can buy. So it's actually a circle, as we say. So the thing is, we want to be beneficial for the developers, of course, for the project. We want to make money, but we also want to share it with the people who play and invest in the project.
Okay, so basically in ADArunnerz we have different games that are how are they actually connected between us, right? Is it just a separate games or you have some idea which basically connects it? I was just thinking like, of the swamplands, but obviously because I think only about crocs. Okay, I'm kidding. It's not the case, but I do think a lot about crocs. So and here, what like it's still not achieved, but what we plan to do, okay, we wanted to have all these items of the ecosystem, and at some point they have to connect all together, right? So is the ADA trying to build the ecosystem of different games or will be there any lore or any idea which will be basically connected all
No,
these
so
games?
we will have all different games, so it's not going to be connected. We will start, for example, with Pac-Man, like all the classic games. We have a couple of them ready already. So we will have different games, different leaderboards. People can engage through the game, but the different games will not be converted in one, or will there will be nothing that combines them.
I see, I see. Okay, so if we speak about ADArunnerz and we think about the marketing, so what are, on your opinion and the opinion of your team, are three key to the marketing? Like, what exactly you're going to do to get, let's say, in a best scenario, you do the NFT sale, people join in, they play the games, they have fun, everyone's happy. But again, as we have seen in other projects, it's not really the case always. So at some point, you'll face the phase of the marketing, and it's a little bit painful usually because the big problem I see in the project is we analyze all of these projects in the NFT space,
Mhm,
and there's a lot of like couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, I posted, okay, there's a lot of projects going to fail. And then again, we see projects failing. And even like a couple of days ago, we see
mhm,
another project like just declining and saying, okay, we cannot, do this anymore. And
mhm,
it was not actually the gaming projects, but gaming projects as well. And
mhm,
and usually it happens after the release, couple months after they release the product, right?
yeah,
And because they face this marketing problem. And to be honest, among all these projects that we have now in the space,
mhm,
I see probably five, maybe six projects who have chances to be here in next
mhm,
year to actually, if bull market doesn't come, if bull market
mhm.
comes tomorrow, no one cares. But
Yeah.
I mean, price goes up, ADA goes up, everyone's happy. But in case this doesn't happen, it's more likely it doesn't happen anytime soon. So, what exactly is your marketing plan?
Yeah, so like you mentioned in the beginning, there are two main groups. One, the investor group, and two, the player group. The investor group, we will market or target like a classic project marketing. We will do Discord, we will do Twitter and Twitter Spaces. We will probably contact some YouTubers or some people who make podcasts to promote really the project, including the NFTs, so to attract investors. But indeed, we've well, we thought about what to do to attract players, and specific for our games, we are planning to work together with streamers on YouTube who play live games for us or make review videos for us. We are trying to include all people, even the ones that don't know anything about Discord NFTs. So that's why we're also playing with the idea to start an Instagram profile, a Facebook profile, everything on every social media account we're looking into, so that we can eventually buy some ads and try to attract people that are not yet very commonly known in the metaverse world. And then, of course, we will try to seek for in game ads. So we will try to look. And that's actually what we're busy with now, is determining where we can buy in game ads. Sorry. So
Mhm.
we will try to look for really um, popular mobile games, and we will try to buy ads in those games, so we can reach players or people who already play a game on their phone, on their computer. So that's how we hope to attract players.
I don't really like ads to be honest, because usually this thing is like a money drainer, right? So anytime we launch any apps, any ads, advertising specifically in Google and platform like that, it's a
Mhm.
little bit complicated to get there. But I really like the idea about the YouTube streamers. I know also there is a platform which is called Twitch or something. Like I think it's
Mhm.
Twitch. Have you heard about Twitch?
Yeah, I've heard of
Yeah, so I know because why I know because they do the gambling, right? They do all the kind of I'm not sure if
it.
they do the gaming, but they do all kind of gambling, recordings and live
Mhm.
streams, all the kind of stuff. And I actually know the scheme how they do the, that's something we wanted to use in poker in nearest future to
Mhm.
make the basically to attract streamers from the Twitch and platforms that do the gambling streaming, right? And
Mhm.
the real question is, how do you plan to actually um, attract the streamers? What are you going to like? Are you going to pay them, or are you going to have some other incentives to actually for them to be interesting to stream about the game, to stream about the platform?
Yeah, so we are looking into it. Right now, we have a marketing budget set aside, so we do have the opportunity to pay streamers. It shouldn't be an issue, but of course, we will look from like we will look what works best. We want something. We want collaborations that work, that are true. So we don't need any streamers that pull that put. Like false reviews or something. That's nothing that we want to stand for. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's like you usually don't want to pay to someone who is reaching to you. You want to pay to people who don't
Yeah,
want to stream about you because that's
exactly.
always in advertising. Whenever you reach to someone and be like, okay, I'm ready to pay you. I'm going to pay you whatever you want. Just just talk about our project,
Hmm.
showcase our game, and these people are like, okay, we are too big to do that, right? And
Hmm.
then you have hundreds and thousands of people just like, okay, we just want to just pay us like a little bit of money and we're going to do the stream, we're going to
Yeah,
do this advertising. But there's a lot of scam. There's a lot of scam for sure
indeed.
because all the subscribers, fake subscribers, fake votes, fake likes, fake comments, fake. It actually is another subject to discuss how we're going to fight bots and stuff. And if you are going to fight them at all, because I've seen that. I've seen it in recent projects in NFTs. There is so many, like, it's one project. I'm not going to mention its name, but after they launched it and started doing like just promotion,
Hmm.
they had probably like 200 bots, and it's pretty much one the same person who is just doing botting, and they were adding from different accounts and chatting, and like it's crazy, like AI technology in its best.
Hmm.
So for sure, there is another problem with the gaming and stuff. You can have a lot of sometimes it's hard to figure out if it's not only the gaming but also the NFTs. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, is it a bot, is it an AI, or it's a real person, right?
Hmm. Yeah, and it's what you said. Like, it is security. I think is the biggest issue within NFTs, but also within the new online gaming trends. So we will definitely work on that, and like we can anticipate on a couple of things, but um, like yeah, we'll see how it goes. We have
Do,
people
do,
ready.
do you do you see in AI botting as an issue for the gaming, or it's probably like
Definitely. An issue and a gift, both.
it
It's
helps some promotion, definitely, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, indeed. But it's also like it could be very toxic. Like, so we will have to like also in the future for the entire gaming industry, we will have to be very careful with AI. I think everybody knows by now that AI can do everything, a lot of stuff. It can help you really great, but it can also be a devil. So
Yeah,
that's where we should find like
I
in between.
I talk I talk a lot to ChatGPT lately, to be honest.
Me
Uh,
too. We all use it, I believe. I think if anyone of our generation or younger is not using it, then they're doing something wrong. Um, in my private life, for example, I work for a software company who tell me explicitly to work with ChatGPT. So we everything in the normal life, not only in the metaverse, will be AI based. But that
Yeah,
also brings a lot of security issues.
it gets me scared and amazed. Obviously, we had some professions lost already, like
Mhm.
copywriter and stuff. I think it's going away very soon, and or at least it's changing the format. Like even now, you can create a bunch of information, text, and like it's not like you create it without using your brains. Obviously, you have to think about it, but it's like it makes it better. It makes it more smoother, and obviously all these technologies they can do much more than we actually have access to, and that's also true.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's just something to be careful with, but we will probably can't live without it anymore, or we can we now already can't live without it anymore. So
Definitely. Well, I hope that AI doesn't capture all the world, uh, at least anytime soon.
yeah, me too.
Okay, let's get, let's get back to the gaming. And well, another interesting subject on the gaming is, are you going to make it's like 2D games? Is it going to be like 3D games? Uh, is it going to be like super advanced graphics, or it's more on on emotion stuff? Like, how do you see that part? Because
So
like
we
3D
will.
games might be a little bit expensive to develop and to achieve, right?
Yeah, indeed. So we will do more like the retro feeling games. Eh? Um we will be bringing the old games back, like Pac-Man, like I mentioned. So you will have a retro vibe going through our games. Also, our layout of the website, which is nearly ready. Everything will have this retro vibe over it. So.
I see, I see. So, which exactly do you have exactly like first set of games that you plan to do?
Oh, we have a couple. We have Pac-Man, like I mentioned.
Oh,
Space.
Sophia, wait. I think we have a guest in our studio.
Oh, really? I
That's
see.
great. Yes, it's crazy. We have the Nifty here. Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Oh, be careful.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's going away. It's going away. Okay, it's gone. Did you
Wow.
see it?
Yeah,
Did you see it?
it looks amazing.
I mean, and that happens a lot in this office because, in another room, they are developing the Nifties, and these Nifties oftenly run out of the office. They still can't really, speak properly and stuff, but they just run all around the office
Really?
and,
Do you have
doing
enough space left there? Because it's really cool.
yeah, for sure. At some point you'll have to let them out.
Yeah.
And then that's I call in real AI, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, about the games, we were discussing the games. We will have we will have Pac-Man, we will have Space Invaders, like I told you. We will have Donkey Kong. We will have Pong, Snake. So all those retro games we used to play. Like I remember when I was little, I used to play Snake on my little Nokia phone. I think that's something uh, everyone knows from our generation. So we will have all those old school games.
But are they going to be available for multiplayer, or it's going to be just, just as you use it to play them on the Nokia?
Well, the first version will be multiplayer, but I'm really excited for later versions of our games because in later versions it should be that a couple well, you can form a team with whatever NFTs you're holding, and then teams can compete against each other in each game.
So it's not only the multiplayer, it's also like multiple teams, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Have you been thinking, because it's something I recently spoke to the Swamp Tanks team, and their big plan is to make tanks like a cyber sport, right? Have
Mhm.
you been thinking to maybe to incorporate any practices of a cyber sport into your platform?
Oh, that's a really difficult question. I don't think the founders really thought about it already, but I will ask them, and if people are interested, put it in the chat. I will try to message the founders right now. So um,
Yeah, because I have a feeling about gaming industry pretty much the same as you have about like Hollywood movies or just the movie industry, because I feel like it has the same vibe, right? So it's very fun to play. Like it's like a continuously it goes from the streaming, right? So it's fun to play, it's fun to watch, but then like it's fun to compete, and then then you have a cyber sport here, right? I
mhm,
think it's I think it's a very good thing for Web3 specifically, because Web3 is like pretty much decentralized, and it has like all this community stuff, right?
mhm,
So you often want to build the community of the gamers, of the holders all together and participate, so they participate in all the games as in an event of their life, and it might be really effective, it might be really fun to be a part of it.
mhm.
So another question, when we speak about Web3, are you going to incorporate any Web3 practices into the games? Like, is it just an investment to get the games going, or you're thinking about some blockchain stuff that's going to be available in the game, or anything like that? Maybe like items to be in NFTs, or items to be like
Yeah.
tokens. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
what do you
so
have in mind? What's
that
that?
are really future plans. Like we are just starting up. Eventually we will probably get there, but for now version 1 will be very plain, very simple. We have retro games people know. We will just have players and a couple investors, not more to it. So I think those are really future plans, and we have them. We have future plans, but that's not something I can share already. So um, it keeps a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You don't want to give everything out.
Indeed.
That's pretty much often is my problem when we have any plans, and that's all of the team from Crocs is super mad with me, because we have some plans, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do this, and this is going to be exactly like that, as in, it's complicated to have a hype built around.
Mhm.
But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So I think we are getting to the ending of our call here. Our time is running out. We still have time for a couple questions. I see some
Mhm.
questions in the YouTube. Also, I see some questions in the Twitter. So I think it's a moment where we can actually go through all those questions and give the answers to them. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah, which is a very good idea. But I just maybe before we start with the questions of everybody, I would like to announce something really special. We are giving away 10 ADArunnerz keys. So maybe something that the crowd will like. How can they win it? We will probably do the same as we did during my last live. So you go to the Twitter of ADArunnerz, you repost the latest tweet they posted, you will like the latest tweet, and you will comment on the latest tweet. And you have 24 hours starting from now. So
So, what can you receive actually? The ADA runners.
ADArunnerz keys. So we have.
Okay, what are these keys about?
Yeah, so it's kind of like still a secret, but it's something really big. We have two parts in the ADArunnerz right now. We have the normal games and the normal NFTs, and then also we have something going on around ADArunnerz keys. Which will be very important. I can't tell you a lot more because it's still some sort of a secret. But they will be very worth it to win. So I would suggest try to enter the giveaway and hope for the best.
Well, that sounds as a lot of mystery, and we definitely love mystery here in Web3. Am I right, guys? Okay, so let's dive into the questions. And try to be in this case.
Yeah, perfect.